Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Barcelona have just tied against Celta Vigo 2-2. And while I was going to come into this video, make, a seemingly positive match review, we were winning 2-0 until the 85th minute. It wasn't the greatest performance ever, but there were some good player performances here and there I was going to go into depth about. But the last 10 minutes just made me completely rip up those plans. And now I don't understand how this has happened, how we managed to bottle a lead in this fashion. But now just how I was going to do this match review has just completely changed. So let's get into it. So starting with the lineup, Gerard Martin comes in for Balde at left back. Lamine Yamal is still not fit to play, so he wasn't even on the bench at all. Same with Balde, which is why he didn't play at all. Both are still not 100%. Olmo was on the left wing with Pedri, Gavi, and Casado in midfield, and it was finally good to see Gavi back. But as the match started, you could just tell, I'll get into Gerard Martin first. You could just tell that he clearly is just not... He hasn't been Barca level this whole season. But just that first 5 minutes was enough to tell me this game is going to be a mess. Because he already causes enough problems. He can't maintain the high line. He's making... It's like everything he does, either he doesn't have confidence to do it, or he's just confused at what he's supposed to be doing. There was 2 chances Celta Vigo had back-to-back where Martin is just not marking his man. The second chance they had, Martin tries to make a pass, which he misplaces. He then tries to win the ball back, but ends up running into Olmo, which lets them get almost another chance if it wasn't for Kubarsi. And like I said, just those first few minutes, he wasn't good. I mean, the entire half, he just wasn't great. But in the 15th minute, we were able to get a goal, as subpar as our performance was. We were able to get a goal. Koundé plays a really good pass to Rafinha, who cuts inside on his left foot, goes past Mingueza, and just slots it in to the left corner. I mean, great goal. It was a great pass, great goal. Then it continues. Peña today, made some beautiful saves. He's been really great. He's been great at sweeping the season. He's improving game upon game, and he really did have a good performance because Mariba almost scored an amazing goal, and he denied him. But yeah, it was just, the performance just wasn't great. We were having trouble. I mean, we were having some good attacks, but Celta Vigo were just pressuring us and, but having also good chances. I have missed, having Gavi on the field, that tongue-in-cheek, he does while he's dribbling. We did have some great play between him, Pedri, Olmo, and Casado. It was nice, to see that. And the link-up play, it was great. Now, back to Gerard Martin. He makes a tackle near the end of the half, which the referee doesn't give a second yellow for. He already has a yellow, so the referee doesn't give a second yellow. And Igor Aspas is just having unreal head loss. He's fuming. He's yelling at the referee. He's yelling what's going on. He even goes to fight or argue with Gerard Martin at the end of the half. I mean, honestly, can I blame him? I mean, I would too if I had to watch his performances or play with him day in, day out. But, what can you do? We got away with it. But Gerard Martin gets subbed off for Hector Fort at halftime. And this is just a disaster. We'll get into it. Now we get into the second half. And this is where I thought, okay, we didn't have a great first half. Let's try again in the second half. Let's try again another goal, which we did. Lewandowski basically brute forces his way to the goal after Rafinha wins the ball back from Mingueza. Nice finish. We almost had a third, but it was called for offside. Lewandowski chips over the keeper after Rafinha plays a nice pass. But, we didn't get that third goal. Rafinha also did hit the post. It could have been 3-0 there. And it's just unfortunate. I was like, oh, man, I wish we had that third goal. And now I see why. Because after that, it's just continued. The performance, again, wasn't great. We were having trouble. Peña, did his job, and I do feel for him because he had such a good performance in this game, just for the team to just completely throw it away. Now, for me, and let me check who came on. De Jong and Firmino come on for Gavi and Pedri in the 75th minute. Casado gets a yellow card, and, it's okay, it's whatever. He then gets a second yellow. And this is where I feel I'm like, okay, Please don't let what's about to happen, because I could just tell after that red card, Celta Vigo get a chance. Now, luckily, the ball goes out of play, so the goal doesn't count. But just on that goal that didn't count, the team just stops. I don't know what happened. I know that the ball went out of play, but apparently the whole team just stops. They play in, and they're scrambling to get back, and it's an own goal, and it's 2-1, or supposedly it was. But just seeing that, I was like, I can tell what's about to happen. I can feel it. And I was right, because not even a minute after that, Koundé tries to control the ball, which he doesn't, and you're thinking, okay, pass it back to Pena or clear, just do something with it just to get out of there. He doesn't. He tries to control the ball, completely makes a mistake. The Celta Vigo player takes it from him, and they score, and it's 2-1. And you're like, what a terrible mistake. What was that? And you're like, okay, the way this game is going is like, okay, I feel like I know what's about to happen, but, at least try to just control the game. Just control the game, or at least try to get another goal back. That doesn't happen, because in the 86th minute, again, Koundé leaves a player onside. The back line is just disjointed. It's a mess. They play in on Hector Fort's side, which he mistimes a tackle and just doesn't get it, and it's 2-2. They put it through Pena, and you're like, wow, we have just completely balled a lead within 2 minutes after a red card. And just after that, I just knew, okay, we're going to try to get a goal. It's not going to happen, because the players on the field are not good enough. Now, it was just individual mistakes. I'm not going to put it on the whole team. It wasn't a great performance, but I'm not going to say, okay, I'm going to overreact and just start blaming players that don't deserve to be blamed. But I'm going to get into De Jong. I'm going to preface, not entirely his fault this game, but he clearly is just not fit enough. He is not fit to play. When he does play, there is glaring issues from last season, like issues where he starts dribbling and just doesn't let go of the ball when on a counter. He started dribbling at one point, and Rafinha was running in, and he could have let go and had maybe, attempted a nice pass to him. He didn't, so he ends up getting fouled, like he always does at this point. I mean, anytime he starts those dribbles, he's either going to get fouled or lose the ball. Clearly, he's not good enough. Torre and Paul Victor come on for Roman Lewandowski, but just how they've been this season, and I feel bad because I thought Paul Victor this season, seeing him in the preseason, he was going to make a good impact. He can't. At this point, the game is already over, and it's just a mess. I don't know what happened, really. I don't know if the players were just too tired, if just they, like after the red card, they just couldn't, the game already, they couldn't control well, so they just completely lost it. But it's just frustrating, because it always seems to happen where we just bottle it. And I hope Flick does make some adjustments, like he can find a way to make it that we can control games better, because we've already lost back-to-back games. Well, we haven't lost, but it does feel like a loss. We've lost at the Anoeta, and now in a successive game, we have dropped points, 2-2. Madrid have 2 games in hand, and if they win both, they're going to be just a point behind, and that's not great. We had a good lead, and now it's just narrowed. We really cannot afford to drop points. I don't believe that Madrid are great this season, but they do have enough quality that they can win games. Even when they're not playing well, they can win games. So it's dangerous. Also, the last thing I do want to say, because I'm going to be honest, if I just continue, I'm going to ramble on forever, and this video is never going to end. I'll probably go into more depth and, have some more thoughts when my mind is clear. Might make another video tomorrow or another day just to see what went wrong. But I really hope in January we can figure out the financial situation a bit, get back to the 1-for-1, and really make some reinforcements. Like I'm saying, today was really just down to individual mistakes, but we really do need some quality depth, because when Yamal doesn't play, even though we still, I think, play all right or good enough, we don't really have a backup, for besides Rafinha shifting to the right side. Then you don't have a left winger. At left wing, we have Fati and Ferran, who are injured, and let me be honest, when they play, neither of them inspire me. If Ferran isn't good enough, and Fati just doesn't look sharp enough, and he's just constantly getting injured, so I don't think he's going to do much. Paul Victor, like I said, I thought he was going to have, a good season, but really, anytime he comes on, he doesn't really do much. Torre he doesn't play enough, so we really need some quality depth, some quality reinforcements. If I have to see Martin at left back again anytime Balde is injured, I'm going to lose my mind, I swear. But, that, I mean, I just don't really know what else to say, but just what a disaster. Today really does feel like a loss, but, leave your thoughts in the comments, and, hopefully we could get our form back, because we do have really important games in the Champions League, and we really cannot afford to drop points. So, I hope you guys enjoyed me rambling, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.